Buying a vehicle directly from the manufacturer is the absolute best way to get screwed. With all my years of experience, I know the consumers want to buy directly from the manufacturer. Ever since Tesla came on board and they've gotten bigger over the last 7 to 8 years, that's definitely been something that I see a lot from consumers. Since COVID, I definitely have seen that comment on this channel and many other channels nonstop. But let me tell you, you're wrong. Now, guys, I love Tesla. I'm an absolute junkie when it comes to technology, and Tesla does it for me. With that being said, I would never buy a new Tesla because our two that we have purchased have both been bought used. I told you, the technology is absolutely crazy because there's nobody in that car. I was controlling it by my phone. It's one of the cool things that I love for Tesla. But let me tell you why buying direct from the manufacturer is not a good thing. First of all, it's a big risk to allow one person or a small group like a board control the market. With the dealership model, you have over 69,000 voices speaking and giving pushback in probably both positive and negative agendas. We're not here to talk about the negative stuff. We're going to focus on the positive stuff. As someone who's been in the car dealership for a long time, it's absolutely insane what the dealerships do to the manufacturer to get them to cave on certain things that just do not benefit the customer at all. I know this video is going to get a lot of comments, and I really look forward to reading your comment, but you have to remember something, that the manufacturers are trying to give as little money as possible to these dealerships, and that's why there are so many dealer incentives out there for volume. Now you got to remember, this is volume on new car sales, not used car sales, because the manufacturer doesn't sell used cars, they sell new cars. So it really makes the carrot and the stick analogy from the manufacturer come true for the dealership. And obviously, I know over the past 12 years that I have been making videos about all the negative stuff that dealerships do because they're trying to truly get money from you, the consumer. And I know there's a lot of negative stuff out there, but you have to remember that the dealerships are actually fighting for the customer. For example, I saw a video on TikTok that this guy mentioned that he had a Model 3 and he couldn't sell it because Elon lowered the prices way too much, and he just didn't want to sell it to take a bath on the value. I then went to look at my own Model X, and I bought this car right in 2020, and last year alone we lost over $30,000 in 12 months, and it's all because of the way Elon has ran this company. Then I just came across this Tesla Plaid Model S for sale. Now this thing's stickered for $137,190. The retail value of that car today, with only 11,000 miles on its best day, is $74,923. I'm telling you, that's on a good day. It's never going to sell for that. If that person was to trade it in to Tesla or to any other dealership, they're going to be lucky to get 60 grand. That isn't because dealers are trying to screw them over. It's only because they have to have an advantage for the consumer to buy a 2 or 3 year old vehicle versus buying a brand new one. And what's that number one reason? You guessed it, it's price. As someone who's always teaching you how not to get scammed, I also want to help protect you from all the other scams out there. This is why I love 𝘊𝘳, the sponsor of this video. 𝘊𝘳 is an all-in-one app that uses AI to protect your finances and your identity. 𝘊𝘳 will monitor the dark web for your personal information that has been leaked through data breaches or stolen by scammers. Just like when they found my social security number on the dark web, it then alerts you within minutes if someone tries to open credit cards, loans in your name, or the unusual transactions being made, like someone buying large amounts of gift cards. 𝘊𝘳 will also remove your personal info from data brokers and people search sites where scammers can easily find it. As I have shown you in this video, 𝘊𝘳 has a whole other suite of tools like password manager, parental controls, and they even have 24/7 customer support. When you use my link, you can use 𝘊𝘳 for free for the next 14 days and try it out for you and your family. So head over to 𝘊𝘳.com/Chevy to get started today. So if I wanted to buy a Model S Plaid right now, I can go to Tesla.com for $96,130, build that exact same car. That means that this customer, just in MSRP alone, Elon screwed him over by over $41,000. And don't forget to look, you see that $250 fee? Yeah, that's a dealer doc fee. They just named it something different. So Tesla isn't any different than any dealership out there. They just lost 41 grand in just 2 years. Take that into account. So for a dealer, including Tesla, to resell this and take on that risk, The only way to do it is own it for substantially less, because this Tesla Model S Plaid right now is looking at trading over 6 months time before they can sell it. That's a long time, and not to mention what Elon could do to the market if he decides that he wants to change something else. Another reason why buying direct is not a good thing for you is the distribution network. Tesla only has 192 service centers in the entire United States. Rivian, who my wife really wants a vehicle from them right now, only has 31. And trust me, when I tell you she wants one, I'm getting the auction listings all the time. And the reason why we're not buying one is because of the distribution network. It's the only reason we're not buying one. Within 50 miles of the radius of us right now, there's 27 Chevy dealers. And my biggest question to you is, who's gonna run those service centers for the manufacturers? What's the benefit to the current dealer to run those just as a service and parts department? Remember, those are franchises as well. In every single dealership, there's 4 separate businesses. You got sales, you got parts, you got service, and in some cases you have body shops. Then we can talk about used cars. Where do most new car dealers get their used cars? That's right, they get them from trade-ins. So if they don't have new cars to sell, what's that going to do to the used car market, and most importantly, the auctions? And what happens when we have 69,000 more dealers going to auction and buying cars? Tesla sends most of their older cars to auction. Why? Because they don't want new car buyers to come in and decide to buy a used one. Why that is because of stock values, simple business practices, and they don't want warranty older electric vehicles. Plain and simple, that's why. Currently, the oldest used Tesla on Tesla.com is a 2018. Yep, just 3 years old. I've been thinking about this video for a few years, and now that I'm not tied to a manufacturer, I thought right now was probably the perfect time to talk about it. Because after all, buying direct, does it really save you money? Where you can go to Nike.com and other manufacturers' websites and buy their products directly from them, you aren't saving any money, because you can go buy that brand new shoe at Foot Locker for the same price. Why is that? Because the manufacturer is just going to take the profits and profit and eliminate the middleman. Imagine a manufacturer not having a good month or a good quarter, or it's the end of the year. You bought a new vehicle 2 months ago because that's when you decided to buy one. Or let's say 2 years ago, you've had a car for a while. All of a sudden, just like Tesla has done, they decide to lower the same price of your vehicle $10,000 to $15,000 just to move units. Remember, Tesla doesn't stock inventory, you have to build them direct, so they have to do it that way. This directly affects you as a consumer, as Tesla has already demonstrated this many times over the past few years. There's a big difference between rebates and lower MSRP. Toyota, Honda, Subaru, and other similar brands don't have rebates. Why? Because they sell their vehicles and they are consistently ranking at the top for the least amount of depreciation. Rebates are to move inventory on the ground, not future orders, and the manufacturers want to move inventory that is on the ground, but they have to sell what's there first before they can build new ones. This industry has been nothing but great for me and my family. I want to protect it just like I want to protect you. I can promise buying direct from the manufacturer is not going to be a fairy tale experience like we all think. After all, who's going to show you how to use your brand new car with just an 800 number to call when 15 other million new car buyers per year are trying to do the same thing?